Hello Nigerians here, welcome back to this channel and thank you for joining me once again today. So, there are people that are actually educated fools. I'm telling you the truth. There are people even with the level of their knowledge and with the level of their experience. Yeah, they don't even understand. They can't even help this particular country. I'm talking about the man, the Professor Wole Soyinka. You see, sometimes when you listen to this man, you begin to see some tribalistic sentiments. I'm telling you the truth. You see, I'm just going to allow you to watch this video, and when we come back, we are going to analyze the video.
Anybody on this earth who thinks he can stop me telling the truth as I see it needs to go and have his or her head examined.
So, Paul, rather than attacking the points that you raised, they attacked your person. And so for me, my question would be, how did you feel looking at that? And how would you explain the obedient movement, or how can we come back from that in my
Well, again, it has to do with education. I must tell you, by the way, that I didn't read all this, but of course, certain links were sent to me, especially when factual errors would be the wrong, when facts were being manufactured, quote unquote, being manufactured. I read these things, I was disgusted. There's no other word for it. I really was disgusted. And I know that it was, I realized, of course, it was orchestrated. Internet has become so promiscuous, and even venal. I know that there's a relay, I use the word relay mechanism, which is triggered into action by those who control what we call the trolls of internet. And so my disgust and contempt, I just went about my business, because anybody on this earth who thinks he can stop me telling the truth as I see it needs to go and have his or her head examined. It's as elementary as that. But it was depressing to see those who wanted to be political leaders encouraging that kind of action, that kind of attitude in the youth. And my mind went to the expression, they don't know what they're doing. Those who sow the wind will reap the whirlwind. These very trolls, these foot soldiers whom they think, these myrmidons of hate, whom they've trained in that aspect. One of these days, they'll be astonished, they will turn on them and teach them a lesson. And so my attitude was very blasé, to remain blasé about the whole thing. But it is, for me, a sad phenomenon, especially for those who want to lead a multi-textured society, different religions, different ethnic groups, different worldviews, who actually want to preside over such group, as one. It means that they've already declared themselves incompetent to lead such an entity. That's all.
What do you think of the person, Mr. Peter Obi? What do you think? How do you think he can make it right? What mistakes do you think he made, and do you think he has a chance in the next election?
Well, I hope for the sake of the nation that he doesn't express interest in the next election. Because for me as a leader, if there was any proof that he was unfit to lead that country, it's in the conduct which he encouraged among his followers. I know for a fact, and I can give you an instance which proved that he was in control of those forces.
Can you please, what's the instance, Prof?
Well, simply because when he first came to visit me, he did come at one time.
That's correct.
Brought him. And I watched him. I watched his action, his body language. It seemed to be very conciliatory. But I remember the moment when he took out his computers, something like that, and after he made a statement like, "Oh, don't worry, everything, will be taken care of. You don't have anything to worry about these people." He was talking about the quote-unquote obedience. I remember he took out his computer, his phone, and he tapped, a message, there, and he showed me. I was watching him very closely. I didn't see a thing. And after that, everything seemed to be, and cozy.
So he really did, yes.
And I saw and I read his statement about that meeting afterwards. The statement was a contrast to what actually happened, what we discussed. And I mentioned it in my response when somebody said, I can't remember what you wrote, but anyway, it was a misrepresentation of what happened. And I made sure that I put a statement out saying, no, I'm sorry, this is not what was said. This language never came into it. On the contrary, this is what happened. And so when I meet somebody who is incapable, even at a meeting which is supposed to be conciliatory, of being completely honest, I look at that person and so I smiled myself. I just left it. And of course, when I got to Stellenbosch and I was asked a question about this, I repeated exactly what had given, quote unquote, given offense. Only this time I made it even stronger. I said, Peter Obi did not win this thing. So I led them again to go on the rampage that's there. And I went about my own business. So it's...
Now, I believe you listened to that particular video. Now, for somebody like Wole Soyinka to think that somebody like Wole Soyinka will come out to say that that Peter Obi and his team, they are incompetent to lead Nigeria, simply means that the man understands absolutely nothing about Nigerian politics. I'm telling you the truth. It's true that everybody has his or her own opinion concerning what is happening in the country. But Wole Soyinka coming out to say this simply shows that he is actually a bitter somebody and who is against Peter Obi and the obedient movement. You see, instead of him to vent his power on the state of the country at this particular point in time, you see, look at what is happening in Nigeria today. Look at the price of fuel, the price of commodities are still going high. You look at the dollar exchange rate now is above 1,500 naira. And Wole Soyinka have the nerves to come out instead of addressing what is actually happening at the moment and begin to talk about how incompetent Peter Obi is. You see, even the Ahmed Bola Tinubu, that is now the president of Nigeria, has shown that he is incompetent, that he can never even lead Nigeria. This is the most confused president I have ever seen in my life, without a concrete plan, without direction. You know, just doing a trial and error with our country. You see it, and this is the same man that Wole Soyinka has refused to address. This is the same Wole Soyinka that led a massive protest during the time of Ebele Goodluck Jonathan. Even when dollar exchange rate was 150 naira, a bag of rice was less than 20,000 naira. Yet Wole Soyinka took to the streets to protest against the government of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan simply because he is not from Southwest. I'm telling you the truth. This man is confused, and I don't even blame him. I blame all these journalists and all these media outlets that keeps inviting him and begin to ask him questions concerning Nigeria. He has shown time and time again that he doesn't even understand what is going on in Nigeria. And if you understand what is going on, it means that he is actually being sentimental about this whole thing. You see, because Ahmed Bola Tinubu is from Southwest, and of course he cannot even criticize him. Since Tinubu became the president of Nigeria, I have never had Wole Soyinka criticize him, but he did that steadily during the time of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Anyway guys, I want to stop this video here and allow you to drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.